天上孔雀，波光粼粼水中月，月光照亮了田野，谁又在说离别？长亭外的火焰，刚后一觉还没停歇，灯笼照亮长街，有一种美改变。让故事随风飘散，在山河之间流传，载着我们的从前，传到你耳边。任四季更迭变换，带不走记忆中的世界。熟悉的画面，你却看不见。琉璃寺暗月如船，倒映水中听波澜，斜灯旁的小酒馆，是谁在说离散？长桥边的油纸伞，长子眼看落寞好看，港口扬起的帆是他的期盼。让故事随风飘散，在山河之间流传，载着我们的从前，传到你耳边。让四季更迭变换，漫步走记忆中的世界。熟悉的画面，你却看不见。让故事随风飘散，在山河之间流传，载着我们的从前，传到你耳边。任四季更迭变换，漫步走记忆中的世界。熟悉的画面，你却看不见。
Before we continue with the video, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about this Buccaneer. This is actually one of my favorite classes of all time. This class is absolutely super duper strong, very good trading power, very good kit. Yeah, very good kit. She's very mobile, very fast, but also very slow at the same time. Most of her skills is very how do you put it? Her skills are very situational, and you do require some bits of setup to make sure that all of her skills manage to land on an opponent. I think that if I may put my finger on it, this class is absolutely god tier for wars. One of probably one of the single best sword carriers in Battlefield of the Sun. Very good for siege wars, even when your CP is not that high. So there's actually a bit of a story back when I was from J1, when I was in J1, one of the top guilds of Asia server. I was probably around number 30th or so, like lowest CP in J1, and I managed to climb all the way to rank 3, if I recall correctly, during Siege Wars, which is extremely unlikely for me to achieve if I wasn't using the Buccaneer. I think Buccaneer is one of the strongest classes, and also one of the most not very popular classes, unfortunately. I don't really understand why, but a lot of people seem to not like this class, which I don't understand why, because she's absolutely awesome. Let's talk about her kits a little bit, yeah? This Mistbreaker is probably a farming skill. We don't really use this, unfortunately. However, yeah, you guys do want to use this when you're farming. It has Surret, and yeah, it just goes like that. Very good, like a kit. Yeah, we can probably use this to substitute for Anchor or Captain's Order Fire Away, probably, because this skill is kind of dud in arenas. But this skill is really good when it comes to finishing someone off, because you can actually finish someone off, like you see from the video before on the clip, yeah, that you can actually cast this without looking at the opponent. So it's just a really cool finishing move, and I love that a lot. One of the things I always try to do. Sometimes I'll probably even set up someone's HP just enough that they will die from this one. This skill does have a flow. It goes like this, and then she shoots with her finger. Let's see that one more time. Bam, boom. She shoots you with her finger, which is very funny, but it is how it is. One of the weirdest skills in the game. And then there is the smooth sailing. This skill is really good. This is basically your opening skill. It deals a daze. So what will happen is you will slide and then you will shoot. This skill is really good for kiting. One of the single best skills for kiting. It has around 2000% base power at level 10 when you use it alongside the Captain's Will. This is pretty much a buff skill. You will imbue your weapon. You see there, the weapon is shining with those bluish cool aura there. It enhances the next skill. And how does this enhance? This enhances by adding one extra hit on a particular skill. In particular, the harpoon skills. Now, these harpoon skills are single tap, reverberate, smooth sailing, double tap, tight splitter, and trick shot. So suddenly, this skill that is only around 1000 base power is now a 2000 base power skill. Very funny. Super unlikely to tickle someone. This will kind of hurt a little bit, yeah? Next will be the skill Trick Shot. This is your invincible skill. You're invincible for the whole duration. However, it has a flow, and the flow is super armor. So you are grabbable during during the second hit, yeah? The one where she shoots on the ground there. Her knees are on the ground shooting. That part is grabbable. However, the initial jump is an iframe, thus you are immune to grabs. It doesn't have a lot of base power. However, this skill does have utility, which is really good. It's a good disengage skill. It's very good for breaking forward guard. This skill does break forward guard if you go through an opponent, because it makes you hit them from behind, and that breaks forward guard. It deals a knockdown hit, same as the flow, no difference. Next is going to be your main stab or super tier attack power. This is going to be your main damage dealing skill. This is double tap. This one is one of her highest damage skills. Now if you see this one, this double tap doesn't really do a lot. It's like 2000 base power, and then you add one more attack by having the flow triple tap. So from double tap it turns to triple tap, as you see there. However, when you use this alongside the Captain's Will, this actually allows this skill to hit harder and faster. So if you see here, increase hits upon using Captain's Will. Now this suddenly becomes a really good skill. Now this, from just a normal 2000 base power, probably 3000 with these, will get another attack from this Captain's Will, giving it a total base power of 4000. Yes, you heard me correctly, 4000 base power skill. You might think, oh, you do so much damage. Yes, however, it takes a long time for all of this to begin, and at the same time, some classes can probably cast 2 skills. So it might look like it's a lot, but to be honest, it's probably just 2 skills put into one. It's not really that great, I would say. However, this thing has amazing range, and also it has good spread, and it also has Seret in case you wanna use that for wars and stuff. Yeah, it has a good sustain and all that. Very, very nice skill. Next will be your main or your highest damage skill. This will be the skill Tide Splitter. This thing is a 2000 base power skill. It turns to probably around 2400 at level 10. Probably a lot closer to 1100, yeah? So gonna be around 2200% base power. And this is increased by your Captain's Will. So this essentially becomes a 3000 base power skill with the Captain's Will, and when you add that coinciding with the Flow Ocean Splitter, will give you an additional 30% out of those 3000, making this skill essentially a 4000 attack power skill, which is incredible. So as you can see here, bam, yeah? But if you use Captain's Will first, boom, yeah? It hits harder. It's just way better. And it has AHIP as well. If this procs, it fucking hurts. Very, very painful skill, yeah? This thing does have a faster cast if you use Captain's Will in between. So if you see here, this Captain's Will is a very important skill. It's, yeah, the skill is, how do you put it nicely? This is a very, weird skill. It's like, you kind of need to use it, because if you don't, then you have no power, because the rest of your skills damage output will be completely nullified. However, you do need to understand that this is unprotected in the arenas, so you need to have good positioning, and it doesn't really do damage or do anything else. So make sure you use this not into or not during an enemy's high damage skill, because she's not exactly the tankiest class. Thus, it's a bit iffy to use. You can also use this to move. If you see here on the flow slipstream, it allows you to move while you're casting it. It's not a big range or anything, but it's a decent enough, yeah? You can actually disengage while using the skill. You can probably like try to dodge skills by predicting how far the enemy's skills are, and if you manage to use this away from the skills just at the edge, you'll actually miss the enemy's skills altogether. And that's actually quite nice as a form of mobility, although it's not really protected. Next will be the skill Bon Voyage. This is your normal buff skill. It decreases evasion cooldown by 2 seconds. It lasts for 30 seconds. And activates Scallywag's Assemble, which is her passive. This is one of the weirdest passive in the game. So if you see here, use 3 skills 3 times to consume 40 MP and summon Slippery Scallywags. During this, you have all skill damage plus 15% for 10 seconds, and damage against monsters 10% increase for 10 seconds. The all skill damage 15% is very respectable. It's a very, very high damage amplification, and does stack additively to the rest of your skills alongside your flows and shit. So it's very, very strong, yeah? Next will be the Slippery Scallywags. This is gonna be the one where she actually summons her fucking the otter, yeah? The otter is gonna ride the cannon and shoot random cannonballs. Now, these cannonballs do have a 1200 PvP percent damage, so it does have 1200 PvP damage, but it's kind of weird because it's very hard to hit someone unless they stay in one location for a while. It's very hard to land, especially in field. So, well, it's pretty sad because people are constantly moving. However, in Black Sun or something where people are always jumbled together, this will almost pretty much hit something, which is really nice. Next will be the Slippery Scallywag Special Cannonballs. The first one is a red one. It deals 300 burn damage every 1 second for 3 seconds, so a 900 burn damage. It's okay. Then you have the blue one, which is quite respectable. It decreases targets like defense for 80 for 10 seconds. This might not look like a lot, but in normal arenas or Karkia, this is a lot, guys. Like, I'm telling you, this is a lot. Yeah, this is a lot of DP drop. This is like a very high armor break. Next will be the yellow cannonball. This one decreases an enemy's attack power by 80. So, like the previous one, it's really good, but only in normals or Karkia. And finally, the rainbow cannonball. This has all the cannonball's effects applied, the ones on top. So if you get the rainbow one, yeah, it's kind of OP for normals. Yeah, very OP. You basically have superior stats when you start the like whenever this thing clips on someone, which is super duper good. Now let's just jump into the arenas, but before that, let's talk a little bit about the last skill. This will be the single tap. This skill is a very weird skill. It's just a shot, as you see there. It's quite respectable damage, around 900 times 2, so 1800% base power at level 6. So I think this will have around, if I recall correctly, 950 base power times 2 per hit. This thing hits twice, so it has a total of around 1000, maybe around 1900, maybe, yeah, around the area. And it has a forward guard, and it also hits twice, so it's quite nice. However, this thing can be improved by this Captain's Will, and it makes the skill much faster, and it makes it hit harder, and also makes it further. The range increases, the hit increases, and the speed increases. Normally, if you see here, she will just like try to calibrate her gun, like cock her gun and shoot. But when you use it alongside your Captain's Will, it comes out instantly. I'll just show you here real quick in open arenas so you can see the differences between skills with Captain's Will and skills that does not have the Captain's Will bonus. Now, we'll see here just real quick. This is what Tide Splitter looks like. That's it. But when you use your Captain's Will into the Tide Splitter, it will actually go much faster. Like so. Now, you can actually hold the skill Tide Splitter. However, it's very iffy. You need to know when you actually want to hold it and when you want to just cast it quickly. Sometimes people can just run away from it because they know that you're going to hold the skill button, yeah? So you can actually do this and hold it just a little bit. It will deal considerably more damage because it has the flow of the Ocean Splitter, 30% more base power. So very painful. You can actually move a little bit and shoot. If you don't use the Captain's Will, it will be kind of slow. It will be like this, look. It's a bit slow, yeah? Next will be the skill Double Tap. This one is like that, yeah? But if you use your Captain's Will, it'll come out faster and it will deal more damage. Like there's more smoke coming out if you see there, yeah? And finally, I will show you what it looks like with the single tap, yeah? I'll just show you right here what it looks like, yeah? Just give me a second, okay? Now, normally, this was what single tap would look like. It ranges from here to here, yeah? We'll wait for this person, this being to, okay, he has recovered his HP to full. Now we will go all the way to here, which shouldn't reach normally, but it will reach down. You see there? It actually hits from this far away. I can actually go a little bit further, maybe around here, and this might still hit. Yep, it still hits, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. The range actually increases by quite a big margin. You see there? It's quite insane, yeah? Very insane. Very insane damage, as you see there. Very high damage. It's I think with Captain's Will, it gives one more attack. So this is gonna be 950 times 3. So effectively 2.850% base power with the Captain's Will, plus the 15% from amplified damage from your passive, your Scallywag's passive, yeah? So I would say around 3000 base power, give or take. And it's fast. The thing is, it's fast. So it's really, really good. Alright, so I think that'll be about it for this video regarding the Buccaneer. Now I will just move on to the arenas and you guys can see probably my favorite class of all time. Probably my single most favorite class. Enjoy.
燃烧的烟火如星光在眸中闪烁，我盛装如花朵，环绕世界的笑容。好久不见，请笑着听我说。眼睛轻落在少女的眉头。 显得温柔，我盛装如花朵，守护世界的笑容。这次重逢，请笑着听我说，我的梦，我梦见飞鸟在天边亲吻着地平线，那里的白鸽正在放声歌唱着。 世界，空气萦绕着花的甜，像孩子的笑颜。流星会记得我许愿的那瞬间。世界这笑容，告别时候，他笑着听我说，我的梦，我梦见飞鸟在天边亲吻着我的脸，让我和白鸽一起放声歌颂这世界，空气萦绕着爱的甜，像恋人的笑颜。 记我许愿的那瞬间。我许愿你在我身边，留下我的眷恋。 想让你陪我一起放声歌颂这世界，空气萦绕着梦的甜，好像你的笑颜。你是否会记得我祝福的世界？琉璃如天上孔雀，波光粼粼。